Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 5:30, new details have emerged after a man was found shot and killed inside his Morgan County home. Coming up, we'll fill you in on that.
Also on WKYT This Morning, a former UK basketball star's NBA debut is cut short this morning after suffering a serious leg injury. We'll have the latest on Julius Randle coming up this morning.
And Louisville police investigating after officers shot and killed a man who shot at them. The stories in breaking news as it happens on WKYT This Morning.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. It's nice to have you along with us here on this Wednesday. We're right in the middle of the week now and we're pushing toward Halloween and November. And the weather kind of feels like it. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It's that time of year, and it's here to remind us with these cooler temperatures that are on the way.
Here we go, and the changes really start, it sounds like, later today. Here's meteorologist Micah Harris in our First Alert Weather Center. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, we're looking outside this morning, seeing a couple of showers down toward the southern zones, and a lot of that's going to be creeping over toward the southeast. Howell Rogers Parkway, Mountain Parkway, heads up. You're going to be seeing a pretty sloppy start to the day, especially down towards 75 and Howell Rogers, kind of that intersection. That's where you're seeing the best rain at the moment, and you're going to continue to see a little bit more as it travels out from Wayne County toward your region. And so if you're sitting in Whitley County, maybe even McCreary County, that's where you're going to be seeing some pretty decent rain, sloppy conditions. Temperatures are in the 50s this morning. Plan out your Wednesday. Yeah, it's an ugly start, but I think by the afternoon, it'll still be on the cool side. Mid to upper 50s and also a mixture of sun and clouds. It's really Halloween and the weekend that we really need to be talking about. And I'll show you that forecast because it gets really cold coming up in a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you with that, and we've got a lot going on this morning.
After a man was found shot multiple times at his Morgan County home, indictment warrants have been served for 2 suspects.
In addition, another man has been implicated in the crime now. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is at our live desk with the latest on the investigation. Whitney, good morning.
Good morning. The Morgan County grand jury has indicted 2 people who were just arrested on murder charges last week. They also indicted a 3rd person in connection to the crime. Christopher Payton is charged with murder, while Kimberly Payton is charged with complicity to commit murder. Both were arrested on Friday. A grand jury also indicted Michael Ferguson on 2 charges, facilitation to murder and tampering with physical evidence. Police say all 3 are charged in connection to the murder of Randy Williams. Officers found Williams dead at his home on Dyer Branch Road in West Liberty nearly 2 weeks ago. He had multiple gunshot wounds to his chest. All 3 of the people indicted are being held at the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. At the live desk, Whitney Wetzel, back to you.
Whitney, thank you. And new this morning, a man has been arrested in connection with a shooting and the shooting of another man over in Madison County. Madison County deputies are telling us that it happened at a home on South Dogwood Drive in Berea. A man shot another around 11 o'clock last night. The Madison County Detention Center is confirming that 67-year-old Johnny Durham of Berea has been arrested in connection with the shooting and charged with first-degree assault. Police say this was not a burglary. The victim has been taken to UK hospital, his condition unknown to us at this moment.
We are tracking the search this morning for a man police say robbed a Lexington business. It happened just before 6 last night at the Check and Go on Richmond Road. Police say the robber walked in, implied he had a weapon and demanded money. After stealing some money, the robber then ran off. No one was injured. Police say they have a limited description of the robber. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office released surveillance video of a man wanted for robbery. Deputies say this man robbed the Saddlebrook Dollar General store near London Saturday night. They say he had a gun at the time. We have some sad news to pass on this morning about a former UK basketball star.
A tough situation to watch and hear about. Julius Randle, a first-round draft pick for the Los Angeles Lakers, broke his leg early this morning during his debut NBA game against the Houston Rockets. WKYT's Sean Moody is live from Rupp Arena with the latest. Sean, good morning. Of course, that's where he played so many great games.
Yeah, really tough to see this happen to Julius Randle. He was the 7th pick in the NBA draft. He had played a little over 13 minutes last night and scored 2 points. when this injury happened. Doctors diagnosed Randall with a broken right tibia last night. They'll be taking a closer look today. This happened during the fourth quarter of the Lakers-Rockets game. Video from TNT showed Randall driving to the basket, and as he went up into the air, his left leg appeared to hit his right leg awkwardly. He was on the ground for several minutes as doctors looked at him. They put an air cast on his leg before they took him off the court. Now again, the team doctors at the arena diagnosed this as a broken right tibia. Doctors will take a closer look today. At this point, there's no word on how long he'll be out. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Tough situation for him for sure. Well, Lexington police say they've arrested a man who nearly stabbed a woman at an apartment complex. According to court documents, police arrested James White yesterday. Records say he held a large butcher's knife to the victim's throat and said he was going to kill her, choked her, and then he poked her in the chest with a knife. He'll be arraigned in court later today.
And Lexington police also arrested a man for breaking into a church. Police say a witness called in a report of a burglary at the Victory Apostolic Church on Addison Drive. Police later found 25-year-old Larry Kennedy when he came back to the church and was found in the parking lot. He has been charged with burglary for unlawfully going into the church, apparently intending to commit a crime.
Well, 2 Louisville Metro police officers have been put on administrative leave after police say the officers shot and killed a suspect who shot at them first. This happened at the Valley Station area just before 8 o'clock last night. Police say the officers pulled over a car, and once the officers got out of the cruiser, the car they pulled over took off. Police say the car stopped a block later, and one of the suspects inside got out and ran.
One of 5 people that was in the car got out and fled towards the house. As he was fleeing, he fired at least 1 shot at our officers. Our officers returned fire. The man who shot at our officers is dead on the scene.
The 2 officers haven't been identified yet. Police have not released the identity of the man killed or the others that were in the car.
A slow-moving lava flow in Hawaii is getting closer and closer to homes and to a village. The 2,000-degree river of molten rock is coming from the Kilauea volcano on Hawaii's Big Island. It's threatening the village of Pahoa, and residents are being told to evacuate. Shelters are opening up in some other areas. The National Guard is also being called in to assist as well. The lava flow has been inching toward the village since June.
The world finally knows why North Korean leader Kim Jong-un was out of the public eye for weeks. It was a big mystery. A South Korean lawmaker tells CNN that doctors found a cyst on Kim's left ankle sometime between May and June of this year. It's thought that the cyst may have caused muscle nerve damage and prompted surgery sometime between September and October. He's thought to be recovering, but the cyst could recur again due to his heavy schedule and obesity. A baseball cap helped investigators solve a cold case attempted robbery from last year. In April of last year, Laurel County deputies say a man tried to rob Wildcat Tobacco at gunpoint, but they say the would-be robber got spooked and ran off. As he left, deputies say he dropped his baseball hat. They say they used DNA from that hat to tie Sean Stalin to the crime. A grand jury has indicted him.
We actually had ideas that he was involved in the one out on at Wildcat Tobacco, so we actually had him as a suspect. You know, he fit the same description. We just needed to be able to physically tie him to the scene.
Stalin is already serving time in prison for robbery. Deputies say because of a backlog in the state crime lab, it took nearly a year to test the baseball cap.
It's 5:38 here on WKYT. Here on this Wednesday morning, former President Bill Clinton plans another trip to Kentucky to campaign for Senate candidate Allison Lundergan Grimes. Grimes' campaign says he will appear at an event with her in Louisville tomorrow. Former President Clinton was just in Western Kentucky last week campaigning for Grimes, and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will campaign for her in Lexington and Northern Kentucky on Saturday. As for Republican Senator Mitch McConnell, he's on a statewide bus tour right now alongside popular singer Lee Greenwood, and Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal will appear with Senator McConnell in Louisville later today.
If you use propane to heat your home, now may be a good time to stock up. Propane shortages were reported in parts of the country during last winter, and the owner of a gas company in Estill County tells us the price of propane has already gone up by about 30 cents since the summer. He says filling up now could save you money.
First frost and first cold spell, we really get swamped, so it's best to have everyone we can filled up with their tanks filled up, and we're ahead of the game there.
State energy leaders suggest getting your propane tank filled when the level hits 25%.
An expansion of St. Joseph's Hospital in Lexington is set to open today. St. Joseph Breast Center is becoming Kentucky One Health Breast Care after a $1 million expansion. The project was partially funded by the St. Joseph Hospital Foundation. New technology at the center will make St. Joseph East the first Kentucky hospital to have a special 3D guided breast biopsy machine. Well, a big thank you to Rob Perez and his Hamburg Sawgood location. They hosted a dine-in night for our very own Amber Philpott's efforts to raise money for the American Diabetes Association event, the one that's called Kiss a Pig. $300 more raised for Amber's efforts to try and kiss that pig on Saturday night. You can still help out if you'd like. You can donate. Look for our Kiss a Pig story. It's on WKYT.com.